Good evening, everybody. I don't know what I was trying to do then at all. I've had Ness and Dormer going around my head for the last 3 hours. Oh, yeah. And I had in my head something way sexier than it actually was. But there we Pro AF, I reckon. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome to another Monday Night Live. Thank you so much for joining me again and taking time out of your Monday to come and say hello. It's very, very kind of you. So if this is your first time here, just to make you aware, the first, excuse me, and I apologize if I cough through this. I'm much, much better than I have been, but I'm still, you know. Yes, so the first 10 minutes is going to be me saying hello to people, finding out where you're from. If you do say hello, then make sure you let me know where you're coming from. And then after that, we will get into the normal vlog. Once we've done that, then Mr. Todd will come in and join us as well. And we'll have a jolly good old time. At the second half of the show, that's when we go through really answering a bunch of questions, unless you've got any questions pertaining to what I'm talking about in the first half. So the first 10 minutes, kick off now. If you're watching this on replay, just fast forward it. Just fast forward it 10 minutes, and then you'll get into the you know, meat and two veg of the situation. So let's have a little look and see who we've got in. I'm going to scroll up and we're going to have a little look until this boots me and makes me do all sorts of strange. I've changed my mouse. I always use a Wacom tablet, but I've got one of these ergonomic mouse things going on at the moment, and it's not too bad. Alrighty then. So Gareth Lynch, thank you very much from Perth in Scotland. M16, nice to see you back in the house again. M16, thanks for your comments earlier on, buddy. Gareth Martin, Lois Ashton, hello. First, a 4% I've seen in today. Thomas Sokowski, can I say that? Thomas Sokowski, should I say that? Is that correct? Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Mick Blizzard, James Norcutt, Andy Fairchild, Paul Paulson, Gareth Lynch, M16 said, Paul, these must be before I started off. What do we got? Orchurch is in, James Munhall, Brandon Lang, Vaped Taurus, I think. Maybe. Let's go with that one. Volker is in. Alex McKenzie. Daniel Carter Sewell. Mick Blizzard. Paul Paulson. Lee Coleman. Now I'm going to have a little scrolly poos and see if I miss. Oh, and it goes a bit funny. It does. I don't really understand it. Right. So what we got going on there? Mr. Holy Chris from Iceland. Hello over there in Iceland. Andy Fairchild's in Spain. Oh, I know Spanish. Oh, can't remember it. Brandon Lang is in there. Simon Gary is in Kings Lynn, just up the road. Davk. Let's go with Davk because that's how it's spelled. Flying Sumo, TC Reviews. Keith Chenoweth is in Kansas, USA. Rolo 6262. Leon King. Artis Lutis. Greetings from Greece. Yasu. Tikanis Kala. Christopher Egger is in there. Hey there, Santa. You're taking piss out of my grey bit. Alex McKenzie, hello from Mars. Really though? Oh yeah, Alex. Have we been here before? I think we have. Dan Smith, hello, Mr. Dean. Glad, happy you're feeling a little better. Greetings from Kentucky, USA. Thank you very much indeed. I think that's what KY is. It's not the jelly. I'm sure it is Kentucky. Grow Fish Grow Bonwi. Trevor Norman, hey dear, Grey Dean from Winnipeg. I'm going to go with that being Hey Dean from Winnipeg. In Strudwick. No, there's another Greek name there. Whilst I could speak a little bit of Greek when I lived in Crete for a couple of years, I could never read it. So I don't know what your name is. I'm sorry. James Norcutt is Moist Western Supermare. Fair enough, not in the truck this week. What else we got? Triple X Vapes from Airville, Pennsylvania. Rolo 6262 is from the US. He's from the whole place. So that's good. TC Reviews is in Minneapolis. Wingnut is in the Philippines. Hello over there in the Philippines. Westifer Vicious. What's up, big dog? Ho, ho. Tony Jenkins from Oklahoma, USA. Johan K. Holmstrom. I'm going to say that. badly. Dennis Michael is from Southern California. What else have we got? Hi from South Africa. That's Julian Lee Van Collar. Sonny Holbeach from Craig Higginbotham. Botham. Thomas is from Poland. Stephen James, hi. Hi to you as well. And Kev Robshaw, hi. Hi to you as well. Nice to see you. Thank you very much indeed. There was someone from London there. This has gone crazy again. Someone being a filthy sniffer is in Cardiff. James Munhall is from Albany, New York. I think that's NY, Albany, New York. Yeah, it's going to be New York, isn't it? Stefan Sonheimer from Germany. I think we'll do that one. Legion Vapes, good morning from Odds. All right, Legion, how you doing? Nice to see you. Anthony Fortune is from South Africa. Notice how I skimmed over your surname. Apologies for wrecking it. Leon King, all the way from Suffolk. All right, mate. How you doing? You're right. Triple X Vapes, I've said hello to you. Lassie, how's it going? Not bad. Thank you very much. How's it going with you? What else have we got? Abdud, D, what's up, Dean? Shout out from South Africa. What's up to you, sir? Shout out to you as well. What else have we got? Annie Node Hill. Let's go with that one. Good evening. How very polite of you. Good evening, Annie. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. MTN Tom is in his house. mtncoils.co.uk. Not sponsored, but I just like them. So go and check them out. Bike could get you a code off, or Bike 15, one of the two. Try them both. Alex McKenzie. All right, Dean, you bearded minx. When's the Basium descending? I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. I'm programmed. Soon as I come in, I hit like. Thank you very much, Vape Taurus, very kind of you. Andrew Scott's, hi Dean from Derby, UK. Hit the thumbs up and show some love. Thank you, War Church. You're very kind. You do that a lot. I like it. Evening, Dino. How's you? Not bad. Reese, how are you, sir? Louis is in the house. I'm glad. Hello, Dean. I'm glad to make it. I'm glad you made it as well, Louis. Thank you very much for joining us. What else have we got going on in here? Greetings from sunny Southampton, says Steve Hayward. De Holt is in Berlin. Oh, I might be going to Berlin in July. There's a vape show there. I got asked if I was kind of into it, if I was interested in doing it. I went back and said yes in sort of bits and pieces, but that's the last I heard. So I don't know if any more's happening on that one as yet, but there's a chance I might do. So if I do go to Berlin, then I hope to see you there. What else have we got? Michaela Reviews, hi Dean. Bellevue, Nebraska. Is there a place called Bellevue in Nebraska? That's lovely. That's very sweet. Patrick is in Sweden. What else have we got going? James Whitey. Hello, James. How you doing? Nice to see you again. Watch out from Reading. S Trooper Rabbit. Hello, Dean from California, USA. Hi, Dean. The arse end of nowhere, says Graham Vincent. Must be a little bit stinky. Watching from Somerset is Annie. Teus is in there. How you doing, Taylor? So you all right, buddy? Say hi to Mrs. Biker from me. I will do. I noticed you got a selfie with her. I don't know if you got one with me there. How rude. But I thought I'd stick you on the end of the vlog anyway. Good evening from Newfoundland. Thank you very much, Justin Walsh. What else have we got? Is Stan in here as well? Did I see that Stan's in here? What else have we got? Vaped Taurus, not hashtag NorCal. Northern California. Right, what else have we got going on? Tom Beatty, how we doing? I am just gonna oh dear. Craig Higginbotham, how's the Honda Shadow Trike coming along? It's not. It costs an obscene amount of money, which I don't have, so it's not at the moment. Evening all, cuz Steve is in. All right, Steve. Steve, I would like to show off your work, and I had it here for ages. And I haven't got it here anymore. Bugger. Have I? No, I haven't. Boo. Poor show. Anyway, Heart Leathercraft. Go and check them out. Hi from Kent, says Deborah. More 4%ers in the house. Where's Mottram? Is he okay? I don't know. I think he's probably over in Vinny's stream still. What else have we got going? John Whistler. Good evening, Dean from Louisiana in the States. I'm glad you're feeling better and it's good to see you again. Thank you very much, John Whistler. And if you have questions moving on in the show, then do what? Be like John. Be like John, because he's put at Vaping Biker at the start and then put the question in uppercase, capital letters. So that just makes life easier for me because I'm a little bit blind and it helps me be able to see what I'm doing. Schwarzy's in. Sorry, I'm late. No need to apologize, my friend. We're just getting started. Just Kill the Lame from Poland is in. Zach is in from Florida. Stefan is in from Germany. There's a bunch of people in here. Jesus the Monkeys from Switzerland. There's a bunch of you in here, but we've done the first 10 minutes, and so that means that is the main hellos and stuff out of the way for the time being. Little drinking a vape. So what we're going to be doing is Mr. Todd will be joining me a little bit later, but he is in chat swinging, wielding, if you will, the old hammer of justice. So as always,
they're coming now. No, sorry, I'll be back.
He's a cock. Anyway, he's sticking around in there, so behave. It's always a good bunch in the chat on these shows, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, no self-promotion without being told you're allowed to. That would be that's all we need. A few manners, and don't be a knob. That's it. Keeping it simple. So I apologize if I do cough. I will try and keep lubricated, and we will see how things go on. Now then, I meant to draw up a bunch of notes before tonight because there was a bunch that I wanted to talk about. Can't remember a whole heap of things. Now then, one of the things that's obviously been in the news this week is that whole wet lung story. I'm not going to cover it at all because I think Mr. Grim Green did a fantastic video on that. So go and check out Grim's channel. He did a little sort of just 10-minute PDS just to let people know more about that. So go and check that out because I think that was really, really good. And I agree with everything he said. So there's no point in taking up the time for both of us and doing that. So make it happen. What else is going on? Mooch has just done a bunch of more testing when it comes to batteries. He's had some more tests with the 30T, some slightly different results, which is good. And he's also tested the 40S. I think it's the 20S. I think it's the 20S. Go and check that out as well because that looks crazy interesting. Now, I don't know if they're available in the UK. I don't know if they're available anywhere, in fact, but they look like a really interesting 18650 battery. So definitely go and check those bad boys out. Now then, I think we can probably launch into a few things. So I will, before I get into all of the other products, I will tell you about a little bit about this one, about the Basium. I've not got what should be hopefully the final prototype. It'll be the second one that I've had since Expo, and it should be the final prototype. And once I get that on Wednesday, I'll have more details on when this is actually going to be released. Okay, is that cool? But no, all in all, things we've been making a few changes and super happy with the way things are going. Beast. But no, I will tell you more about the Basium later on down the line. As you can appreciate, I obviously wanted to make sure it's as good as it can be before it gets released, and so that's what we're doing. And it's crazy the little tweaks that are going on with it at the moment. But once that's done, that'll be done. So a couple of things that I've had in, a couple of things that I've purchased, and I've completely forgotten how to do this show, completely forgotten. So I'm just going to launch into this one. All right. Now then, I got bored with RDAs. Do you know what? I've got the loop to review and I've got the wormhole to review. And I've got another RDA that came on something from Advocate, and they are all, I'm not a massive fan of any of them, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. Obviously I'll explain more in the final review, but I'm not a massive fan of any of them, so I got horribly bored last week, and thought, no, screw this. Was it last week, week before, whenever it was? I'm gonna go out and buy some RDAs and see what's happening, what's going down. So I asked my patrons what RDAs they were rocking at the moment, and I got a bunch of different suggestions. Now, one of them was this Deja Vu. Was it Deja Vu? Yes, it's a Deja Vu RDA. Now, this is one of the suggestions, and a few people did manage to have one of these little puppies. And apart from that, there's probably didn't have juice on the bottom, to be honest with you. And it's an interesting one. It's an interesting little RDA. It's bottom and side airflow. You can control the side airflow. You can't control the bottom. So there is definite kind of similarities in that respect to the Aura. Was it the Aura that you could do the same with? So that has that. One of the things that I didn't know, and I still don't have the answer to, on the box for this says that it's a dock tip. Now, dock tips are like proper things, like proper drip tips, like chuff caps were made by Chuff. Dock tips were made by a very specific person. And I don't know if it says that this is a dock tip because of the styling, or whether it's actually made by the chap that originally made dock tips. So I have no idea about that one. So yeah, that's a little bit of a pain in the bum, but interesting. It's been an interesting thing. I don't know whether it's going to get a full review, but I will be having a carried on playing with this and see how it tickles my fancy. One of the other ones that I wanted to go out and purchase, because I wanted something for my little squonker, was this little Gas Mods GR1. Now, this has had a huge amount of love because it's a tiny, I mean, this is tiny. This is a very small. If I put it next to the Hadley, that's it, next to the Hadley RDA, and you can see, I mean, it's a very dinky little RDA, very tiny little chamber in there, so little flavor monkey, and it's not bad at all. The one thing that I will say about this is that it's not the quietest. It's not the quietest in there, but you know, equally I've had worse as well. Now, it's a little 22mm, little flavor banger, and the reason I went for this one is it's not horribly expensive, and it's something that it just kind of it seemed to get a lot of love, but not a lot of kind of stuff out there in the big wide world. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so I bought myself one of these, and I thought it was a pretty interesting little RDA. I've still got more to do on them, and because I purchased them, I don't know for sure I'm going to review them. It'll be dependent on how the rest of the queue looks at any given time. But no, I will certainly tell you more about them as time goes on. Now then, I'm gonna cut. I've got this. I've got one of these segues going on where I've got something that very much relates to that little tiny RDA, but there's the final one that I bought, and this is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is something that I bought thinking it was going to be absolute poop, but it was going to be. It just looked cool and fun, and I like cool and fun and silly, and so this is all we got. And look at the state of that. If you've seen my Instagram, you will have seen it already. But look at that beast. It looks like it's a cross between something from the Goonies and Pirates of the Caribbean and all sorts. The engraving on there is so deep. It's absolutely obscene. Just stupid, but it looks so ridiculous. I had to buy it. I loved it. The gold base on there is actually the bottom of the deck. That's not my 510 on the batting, obviously. But no, that I think is absolutely superb. Now, this is called the Pirate King, and I got this delivered, and allegedly it is a genuine original, not a clone or anything like that, from B2C Vape, was it? B2. If any of my patrons are in here who can remember where I got this from, please do let me know. But it delivered. It was discounted and like $32 or 32 quid, which is just ridiculous. Now you might be able to see, is that a little bit of lip gunk? Might be, but the actual drip tip, I don't know if the drip tip's wood. I think it is. I think we've got a wooden drip tip going on in here, which is ridiculous. But the the inside of it You can't really see much because of my my coils are in the way and a bunch of juice. Bottom airflow coming up as you would expect. But one of the interesting things about this, and it's just a little difference in a deck, which I thought was kind of cool, was the fact that rather than having both legs going out towards the post, you have one leg going out towards the post and one leg that goes directly down into the deck. Now, what I found with that is that when you're coiling, the one that goes straight down, obviously that's all negative, but it can touch onto the airflow very easily, so you want to make sure that doesn't happen. But no, as far as it goes, it's not the quietest, but he's quite a flavorful little bugger, and for how bonkers it is, and for $30 or 30 quid or whatever it was, it's ridiculous. There you go. Stan says B2C vapes. He's ordered one. Absolutely. And it took me, I think it took me 9 days to get to me. Like I say, not the quietest, but flavor wise, it's fairly bang on. And I just love how crazy it looks. I think it's marvelous. So I've really been enjoying, and I needed this after getting a bunch of atomizers that I have not been impressed about at all. I needed this a lot. So anyway, that comes to all of the ones that I've purchased. So now we've got the things that have come in to potentially get reviewed. Not everything is going to get reviewed, but stuff that's potentially to review. And then I will go on to what I have been vaping on of late, including the mech that seemed to get a few people talking when I posted up on Instagram. So what I've got sitting on top of my Rage at the minute, let's get this focus thing done again. What I've got sitting on top of the Rage at the moment is a Coil Art D Pro Mini. Now, the D Pro original, I can't remember if I liked it or not, but I can guarantee that I did not like it as much as I like this D Pro Mini. I think this is absolutely bloody marvelous. I think this is really nice. I think it looks super classy. They've not gone crazy with branding and all that sort of good stuff. Size wise, once again, if I pop it next to a Hadley, it's smaller, so we've got this tiny dinky little chamber going on in there, so it's a baby little affair. It does have terrible O-rings though. It has absolutely horrific O-rings, but the air goes in the side through those 3 holes, and then it comes out right next to your coils or right underneath your coils, and boom, right there. And I've been having just a great time with this. I think this is this is crazy because it does have crap O-rings, so it's not perfect, but it's one of my favorite. So should we go and focus? It looks like I've smudged Vaseline all over the thing. Hang on. There we go. Boom. Editing magic. What? But no, I think this is one of my favorite RDAs of the year so far, or at least the biggest surprise, because the quality of vape from this, I think, is superb. Now, you don't want to be banging a whole bunch of power through this. I've got this at 33 watts at the moment on a 0.2 dual core Clapton, and I'm having a brilliant time with it. Now, this is going to be something that's going to be more relevant for squonkers than drippers, but no, as far as things go, I really like it. I think the air restriction is fantastic, and it is very restricted. It is you can lung hit it, but it's very, pardon me, very restrictive. So that's been a huge surprise. If they only had better O-rings in, I would like this a lot more. But as far as things go, I think it's fairly rocking. Now then, what else? Something else that has come in is this. This is the mechanical mod from Stackquam. This is the mech something. I'm sure Mr. Todd will be able to remind. Oh, here we go. Mechanic, the Squape Mechanic, and this is an interesting one because it's got a different button to a lot of the buttons that we've seen before, and so props to Stackquam for coming out with a different sort of style button thing going on, because I mean it is certainly very different to what else we've got on the market, and I like change. I have had a couple of challenges with getting a bit of a hot button. However, I'm seeing if I can work through that one. I've spoken to Mr. Mr. Stackquam, and so we've kind of we're working through that to figure out what the cause was, because they don't all do this. And when he tested it before shipping it to me, it didn't do it. So I'm checking out stuff on that one. But as far as the stainless steel mech mod goes, it's really cool. It's really like, I thought it was aluminium to start with, to be honest with you, but no, it's really nice. It's got a super light button, and yeah, it's machined gorgeously. It really is machined lovely. But so that came in, and that was very exciting. Now, what I was trying to remember, I showed you guys about, this isn't this week, but I'm going to tell you about it again. I have been trying to get on with this thing from Desire, which you put your own mechanical mod in. So it takes a 24 mil. I've got the Claymore in there at the minute, and I have been trying to get used to this, but it's so big, and because you've got to top fire it, you can't. It's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. I thought this is a really cool idea, but so uncomfortable. But I have been trying to get on with it. Now then, did I tell you about the Advocaat Squonker? I'm sure I told you about this last week. I've been trying to get on with this as well, and do you know what? It's something. It's weird. It's got a pumper system going on in there, which is. You know, I don't really like pumper systems, to be honest with you. The box is really cheap plastic. It doesn't feel very nice at all. The RDA has got this weird thing going on where, without a coil in it, when you suck on it, it kind of does a sort of weird thing, you know, and it's not equal. The air pressure isn't balanced and doesn't equal itself out. But once I put a coil in it, that seemed to help it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how much this is. Just says squonking on the side of it as well. So, you know, I don't know how much this is, but I mean, it's because it's quite thin. It's quite thin that way. It's reasonably comfortable in the hand, but it does have a lock on the button as well, which is nice. But I'm not really feeling it. I don't think I'm feeling it, but I will give this some props. And if this comes out to be like 35 quid, then with an RDA, then it's better. What was that? What was that one that I really disliked with the spinning nut under the 510? What was that? That was something. And this is way better than that. This is absolutely better than that. But yeah, the pumper thing, not really sure if I'm digging it. And the plastic on the box. If that had been metal, I think this would have been a different kettle of fish altogether. Now then, what else is coming in? I did a show and tell of the DigiFlavor U Pen. I don't think I had this on the last vlog, and I think this is absolutely superb. I think this is fantastic. I know a lot of people are going to get upset and say, well, it looks like a pen, people could sneak it into schools and what have you. I know that that's the case, but go and watch the video I did earlier today if that's your argument, and that tells you what my thoughts are. Essentially, I'm looking at this as a way of getting a smoker off cigarettes, and something that's easily pocketable, and that's something that can be used like this does, and used so damn well, because whilst it looks exactly the same as the old Egos we used to have, it's top fill. It's got really big wick holes, so you can get your thick old juice going on in there, and it does a grand job. And it's proper tight, proper mouth to lung as well, which I really, really do like. So yeah, I've been enjoying this, and this will, as long as it becomes available in a bunch of vape shops and the coils are easy to get, this will be my new recommendation for smokers to get them off the smokes and onto the what's names, the vaping. That's it. That's what we do, isn't it? Now then, new in, I can't remember what came in last week. I really can't. I think it was all those new RDAs. I think they all came in last week, but stuff that came in today. So Desire, the people that brought you the Rage, also have this, and this one is called the Cut. And this was one that it rocked up today, and it's a strange thing. It's a weird shape. It's a very strange shape. See that sort of cutout going on there? But the more I've been using it, the more I've found it to be more comfortable than I first thought. So, you know, that's pretty interesting. Now, what I think is super interesting about this is that it's a single battery, 27. I've got a 30T in the minute, so 21700. It does have a battery reducer in there at the moment. The battery is quite loose in there, which is a bit of a shame. But no, you've got that 21700 in there, 30T. Now, they say this goes to 108 watts, which is a bit random, but I guess that's if you're using the 21700 cell in it. I don't really know. Now then, when it comes to the screen, a bit of an interesting screen there. So boom, there we go. It does variable wattage, and it's got temp control, and you can do your own power curve and all that sort of good stuff. But no, there you go. So that's there. The only shame about this, and I said this to Mr. Todd earlier on today, that anything, if you've been vaping for a long time, anything with red buttons on a black body just makes me think of Kanga. It really, really does. But no, other than that, that kind of is pretty cool. The only thing I don't know if I'm super stoked about is when you fire it, you do get this like logo light up like a monster, which seems a bit excessive to me. But no, there you go. So that rocked up. I think this is about $70. I think for a single battery. Feels pretty well made. Like I say, the door doesn't move or anything like that, but the battery is super loose in there. So you can kind of hear it rattling around in there if you're shaking it like you are masturbating from hell. But no, so that's just a thing to be aware of. But no, seems to be working. Only came in today, so I've got lots of testing to do on that. Now, one of the other things, these two things came in today. Now, first off, this mod was a surprise. It came from Vicious Ant. I wasn't expecting it. They didn't check on it or anything like that. But it's the spade, and this is the original spade. And you'll see that the new one is a little bit bigger, and that's because we can use a 21700 in there. Now, this spade is just a wee bit bigger all the way around. You can see that it's thinner on this side than it is on this side. And so there's a little bit of a wedge going on. But what they've done a couple of sort of clever things. The atomizer has a kind of a dugout. It looks like you can fit a 24 mil in there comfortably. But this section is just a little tiny bit taller than the bottom section. Otherwise, it works exactly the same as the original did. And you know, I'm quite impressed with it. It does have a little plastic covering going over the that section of the battery, or the contacts, if you like, which the original didn't have. And I thought that might be a lock, but it doesn't appear to be, although it has only rocked up today, so we've got plenty of testing to do with that one. But the only other thing that I'm not quite so keen, I mean, I love this. I think this is great, and I love this door. I think that's absolutely bloody gorgeous. And I love the yellow and black situation going on in this. I think that's absolutely superb. What I'm not super stoked about is the tiny bit of stab wood you get at the bottom there. I think that kind of stands out. I would have preferred it if this door had been all black and yellow resin, because I think that would have been absolutely gorgeous. But you've got a tiny little bit of blue stab down the bottom there, and a tiny corner of blue stab up in that corner up there, which all seems a little bit daft. But no, all in all, same. It's made as well as the 18650 version, and I've really been enjoying it. So that's fantastic. I know nothing else about that, but now on the top of here, what we've got is the new Geek Vape mouth to lung Amit RDA, and it's a funny old thing. It's a funny old thing. Let me show you around the outside of it first. So you can see at the top there that we do have a bunch of different size air holes, which is great. And if you do go down to the smallest air hole, it is a super tight draw. However, I don't feel, and this is going to be interesting to have a chat with Mr. T about in a little while, because I don't think this is suitable for proper mouth lunging, and let me tell you why. The reason for that is when you take the cap, the air comes in at the top. And then inside there, we've got one of these dual chamber things. So you've got the chamber or the bell that goes directly over your build deck. And then we've got this outer section, and that goes down onto here. So the air will go down through the outer section, and it will go into those holes, that hole on that side. And there's one through on the other side as well. See, one there as well. So that's where the air will go. Now look at the size of those air holes. Now compare that to the smallest hole going on here, plus the fact that that air has to travel around that massive chamber if you're mouth to lunging it, which is, you know, a very small amount of air doing it. And I'm not convinced that that is the way forward as far as it goes when it comes to sort of getting your air where you want it to be. Mouth to lungers will tell you that the air has to be kind of very focused and funneled into where it needs to be. And that's why just restricting the air where it comes into a tank or an RDA isn't necessarily good enough for what we're making like a mouth to lung tank or RDA. So yeah, so I'm not super stoked about that. However, it redeemed itself a little bit because fully open, it's actually a really smooth restricted lung hit. Let's have a little toot on this one. Which is lovely. Now, so at that point, I'm going, well, this might not be too bad. It might not be mouth to lung, but it might be, you know, just restricted lung hit. It might be quite nice. However, at that point, then I got a dry hit from hell and wanted to tear my own eyeballs out. And I was trying to figure out for quite some time how the squonk system worked. Now, you've got the squonk pin that goes up, but rather than having your juice coming out of the top of the squonk pin like you would do normally, you've got two tiny little holes actually drilled into the side of the pin. And the worry about this is that the actual hole on the inside of the 510 pin itself is also pretty damn tiny. So, you know, you can kind of see how small that dinky little hole is there. So bearing in mind that you've got two slightly smaller holes going out of the sides of the squonk pin, I was squonking and I wasn't getting any juice to my atomizer, and it was getting deeply frustrating. There's also a section that you can remove on the inside that sits above the 510 and cannot figure out what the hell that's all about. That's very confusing. So yeah, all in all, it's been quite a frustrating. To drip is where the air holes are in the top there. Should do all this when I'm in the focus zone, really. But the air holes are underneath that coil. You might just be able to see them poking up underneath the coil. So if you were to drip in it, then you've kind of got the option of going into a leaky hell, which once again, I'm not super stoked about. But just squonking, for me, it seems to be that the hole in the 510 pin itself is too small. That's my opinion on that. So I'm going to ask Mr. T about that momentarily. But no, all in all, I think that's finally all of the new stuff to show you. I think. So let's have a little look and see what's going on in chat, but also let's have a little look and see Mr. Todd and see if he's confused. Well, he got there. He was.
Yeah, you're a sneaky son of a.
Right. So that's been a fairly hectic amount of stuff I've gone through there. I feel like I've forgotten stuff, which is a bit of a worry. But there you go. I'm going to ask you what's happening with you in a second. I'm going to stop you presenting. I'm going to ask you how you're doing in a minute. There's two questions, and because they've started them at Vaping Biker and put them in uppercase, I'm going to answer them. Did he write, have you nicked all the wood from Todd's shed? No, because Todd doesn't actually have proper wood. So no. What was the 80-watt squonk mod from Rig that you reviewed a while ago with the light in the mod that would light up the bottle? That's the RSQ, Keith, and really very fucking nice, and I like it a lot. And I wish I still had it here so I could show you Mr. Hart Leathercraft's wonderful door that he did for me, but I don't. I literally, I've had it here for ages and I've not got it here now. Have you heard of the Black Twisted Messes Pro jumping resistance? I've heard of that on the first ones. That was something that he addressed as far as I'm aware. So if you have one and it does that, then contact Twisted Messes. Boom. Right. Mr. Todd, tell us about your week. How the hell are you, sir?
No.
Fair enough then. Poke out of you. Were you desperately upset that you weren't on the show last week?
I was. What was my excuse again?
I think he was like, I can't really be fucked, Dean.
No, yeah, that was probably it.
No, you had your dad over, your father-in-law.
Oh, that's right. My dad was over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, mate. I'm fine. Obviously, I've been working in the hospital. I've got my gown on. So that's just before all those cheeky feckers start. They've already
white
started.
Crocs on as well.
Yeah. And it's been quiet. Obviously just waiting for you to put content out. That's my life. That's all I do.
Well, that's fair enough, isn't it? Well, finally, I've done 2 bits of content in the last 7 days, which I'm quite impressed about. The Vapor Expo video, which I'm really proud of the editing on that. Now, there's a bunch of editing that no one will notice or give a shit about when it comes to transitions. So things like in-camera transitions where I spun the camera and it sort of finished one scene and then joined up to another scene where I was spinning the camera. And there was a bunch of things like that, which no one will know. And just stuff. What?
I noticed.
Thank you, mate.
I said, well done.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, but no, I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of it, and I guess the fact that stuff isn't massively obvious is a good thing. But things like pulling the camera out of the screen kind of fairly early on, that made me happy, and then opening up the hotel door to the event, that made me happy. Just things like that. You know, I'm easily pleased. But no, so that made me happy. And then today I did the live stream for the U Pen. Now you've got the U Pen as well. What do you think of it?
I did. I was going to ask you first. Where do you keep your award? Just out of curiosity.
It's on a shelf up there.
So it's not at the front door for people to see when they walk in. No.
No, I did think about putting it kind of around here somewhere, but decided that would be a little bit gauche. Is it gauche? Is that the word I'm looking for? But garish. There we go.
Yes, I have the U Pen as well, and I hate your audience, by the way. I have the U Pen here, and I think it's just gash.
Now, if you weren't comparing it to Ego pens we had 3 years ago,
but that's the problem. It's an Ego 650.
Well, yes, but not everybody's been vaping or has access to stuff from 19 years ago.
But you could go and buy an Ego 650 battery for tuppence.
Yes, but that'll be shit with juice then.
But no, just the battery, and you could buy an Aspire K1 that would do the exact same job. So
you want somebody who doesn't know anything to go out and buy at least 2 products instead of just buying one. Is that what you're saying?
It's just a rehash of stuff that's been around since day one.
Yeah. But it's all in one, easy to get package. I can give that whole box unopened to a non-vapor and say, bang some juice in the top of that, and away you go.
Yeah. Let's go.
What do you think of the draw on it, though?
I do like the draw. I do like the draw on it. Don't get me wrong. I do like the draw. I think it's, in all fairness, yes, I do get a good vape from it. I think it's a terrible design, though, that, I mean, you said rightly so, it's top fill. Yeah. But the fact that the glass tank isn't secured once you take the top off,
yeah,
that's just wrong. That's just cheap and lazy. If they were going to do top fill, they should have done it properly. Yeah. But I'm just old and bitter, and there we go. As far as the Imac goes,
yeah. Oh. Mate. Now, for anyone that isn't aware, now when I was struggling just after my burnt hits, where I wanted to die, I called up Mr. Todd and we had a little hangout, and I'm like, "Fuck, this is doing my tits in. What the fuck's going on?" Because my wick was ridiculously dry. And there was a picture that I sent Mr. T, and I'm going to see if I can find it now, because there are things in life that can confuse you, and there are things in life that will just not make any sense whatsoever, and this was one of those things. And I don't know if that's going to be too light or too dark. Right, so what you can't really, hang on, I might be able to see if I focus it, but what's going on at this point, which made me want to cry, was the fact that one side of my wick was getting wet and the other side of my wick was dry as you like. Just, I mean, how does that even work? How does that work? What? And so, yes, I was struggling desperately, and Mr. T laughed at me, as you would expect. So tell me about your experience with it, Marco Toddo.
Right, I had a live stream in my own little group today as well, and much like you, I would say that this should not work.
Yeah.
It does have, I mean, like I can have a 1.2 mil air hole at the top, and then that goes into the channel tunnel.
Yeah.
It just goes into this massive space, but the final air hole underneath the coil is 1.2 mil. So
no, it's not.
it is. It's 1.2 mil.
It's not.
It is.
That's not 1.2 mil.
It is.
What, the two of them?
No, the one. There's only one air hole that hits the coil.
I can't remember now. No, there isn't. There's two.
There's not. There's one.
There's two.
Oh, I love these nights.
Right.
This is brilliant. This is where we rush for our ones that we haven't actually built yet. See, I've got mine.
There's two.
No. No. Oh, fuck my shite eyesight.
Stick with me, son. You've got a way to go in this vape reviewing game, but I'll show you the right way.
Oh, I was really happy as well. So that's a 1 point. Well, I measured that one there. That's a 1.2.
Aye, but two 1.2's got 2.4.
Excuse me while I drink my Guinness. Fuck my life.
Oh dear.
Anyway, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I still like the vape from it.
Ah, right. Well, there you go. Are you what size air hole are you sucking in on?
Up the top, it's about 1.2 up the top.
Is that the smallest one? Next one, smaller.
The one next to the smallest one.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I agree with you, mate. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying on it, but it doesn't make sense. But for me, it squonks well. My wick stays saturated, and I am getting a good vape from it.
Yeah. But we still don't know what the bit in the middle's for, do we?
Sorry, buddy?
We still don't know what the bit in the middle is for, do we?
No, we don't. We never got a manual.
No. And so there we go. I'm going to throw this out to chat. I'm going to show people in chat what we're talking about because this is very confusing. So right in the middle there at the top of the 510, obviously it's not the squonk pin in there at the moment, but there is a little round bit that you can unscrew. You can unscrew that bugger and you can screw it back in. Now there's only like 3 or 4 fucking threads to it, so it's tiny. It's a tiny little thing, but it serves no function. It's, as far as we can see, it serves no function whatsoever. So if you know what that's for, answers on a postcard, and we would greatly appreciate your suggestions. Christopher Egger, are you using 50/50 juice? Maybe for squonking, it's not meant for high VG. No, I'm not, because it's by Geek Vape, and so if it can't work with high VG or a 70/30 at the very least, then there's something bloody wrong with it. So no. There we go. It is 2018. It's not 2013. For a Geek Vape product, we're not looking at high VG juice, in my opinion.
I'm using a 70/30.
There you go.
It squonks well. So,
and you're looking cool as fuck, by the way.
I can't believe I missed that other feckin' hole. Oh,
yeah.
I sucks being old.
I can't believe that you decided that you were going to argue with the #1 vape reviewer in the UK about it. How rude.
Get out, yeah. Oh, did I tell you?
Go on.
I'm going to America.
Get it up, yeah. Yes, Mr. Todd is the winner of the who can go to a vape show in America out of the pair of them. He's going out first, and it sucks balls. And I'm very, very jealous.
You know, I'd take you with me if I could.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, no, I'm not. No, it's either me or him.
You know what? Somebody's was asking, did you get? Oh, did I say to you that I tried a 0.15 ohm build with the mechanic.
You did not?
I was getting a hot button as well.
Mm-hmm.
Swapped the battery around, and it was just getting a little bit warm.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting any misfires with mine now. Now that I've got the new button, it's pretty. It's actually quite good. I can knuckle fire it as well now, so
yeah.
I like that.
Mine never misfired. It's just that kind of hot button coming directly from the center. But I'm sure that's something that we'll be able to overcome. Cuz Steve is saying, is it a lock nut to lock the positive pin in place? I don't think it is.
Nah. Well,
No.
Like anybody's going to listen to what I say now.
But no, I don't think it is. I don't think it is, Steve-O. So no, there we go. So that's so you're enjoying. Have you got the super long drip tip going on it still?
Yes, I have. Sorry, the crazy German Paul is saying the little ring is to close the bottom ear hole.
What?
What bottom ear hole?
Oh, no. We did see a little, because we had a little bit of juice.
Oh, that's right.
Dribble of juice come up through there.
Yes.
I wouldn't have thought that was air hole, would it? Was it?
No idea. And
I wouldn't be too comfortable about loosening that, because there's so few threads on it to hold it in place. If that's loose, when you're moving your mod around and stuff like that, that could easily come undone and then bridge positive and negative, or you could suck it up or do all sorts of things. So I'm not really into that one.
No, it's a weird one. It really is a weird one.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying the vape from it, so I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely.
It's tiny.
What else we got? Let's have a quick look before I talk about. Oh, I know there was a mech here that I needed to talk about as well. That's something I want to ask your opinion on. Tells you the ring on it is to close. That's what you've said already. Thank you for your response on the TM24 Pro. I just ordered one. Then I heard about the issue on the Squonk box, and that was the rubbish one you mentioned earlier on, was the Druga Squonk. Yeah, well, I mean, if you've got one now, I think that there is an issue with like the paint or something like that, and I'm pretty sure Kent had them all fixed once that issue was identified, as far as I'm aware. So there you go. Vaping Biker, does it allow you to adjust the Squonk pin and take up the slack? I don't think so.
No, there's two more air holes inside there.
Yeah, because we had a little bit of juice coming through there, but they are proper small. What are they going to do?
Yeah, they're about 1 mil, 2 1 mil holes.
How does the air get to them?
Through the through the same place as the other. Oh, shut up.
Fair enough. Well, we'll have to do some more digging on that to find out exactly how the damn thing works. It's got no. Are you going to get a Skyfall as well, or any plans to steal one from Mark? Asked Christoph. To be honest, it's one of the few high-end things that I've looked at, and I thought I wouldn't mind trying one of them. And I even thought about going out and buying one, because it does look like it's actually, if it's solidly made, which Mr. T says that it absolutely is, then to me that looks like a really solid and expensive, nice kind of bit of kit to have in your collection. So there's a chance I might go out and buy one, but not quite yet. Are you going to review the Dreamer stack setup? No, M16. I don't have it, so I've got no plans to. And if I just got the extension tube, there's no point in doing an entirely new review on just an extension tube. So it'd just be something that I mentioned in a vlog. Anyway, now, one of the things that I have been using a lot, that I got given for a just to have, not to review, is this, and I believe the guys at Times Vape have made this, and this is called the Banaspati, and which I keep calling a banana spatty, which I then keep calling a banana split. So it can be any of those three names. But it's a really nice mech mod. It's nice and chunky. You can see it's patinaing nicely. That's all going well. The 24 mil RDA will sink into the top a little bit, so it looks nice. I've got the Death Trap 24 in there at the moment. That's going really, really well. It's got a resin thing going on over the button. However, the problem with this is the fact that, and this is where I want some input from you guys as well as from Mr. T, is that this button is absolutely the broadside button. Now I know that the SOI button was similar as well, but that is the broadside massively. And so that to me is why I won't be reviewing it. However, this is the weird thing, because as vapors, as mechanical users, we've seen springs and we've seen magnets work in exactly the same way in a plethora of different mods, and nobody's got all excited and started getting upset about things like that. However, when I reviewed the broadside, even though that button, the clutch system was slightly different to the SOI, people still lost their minds and said that it was a copy of the button. This one, once again, is very, very similar to those two. So I don't think I'm going to review it because, well, firstly, I haven't really got the time, but secondly, I think it could be a little bit too close, and I can't be asked to have all the grief, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. But where do you stand? Because have you used a clutch system yet?
Yeah, I mean, I reviewed the SOI.
Oh, okay.
And I reviewed the Dreamer as well. I don't know. You know yourself, it's, you know, there was a Velocity. Everybody used the Velocity deck. There was the K-Fun deck. Everybody used that. I think there's a period of time where a certain system just becomes open source. And I know technically it's not, but it's just, there's just that period of time when everybody goes, well, that was a good design, we'll use that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, the thing is, it works really, really well because you get that constant contact with the battery, and because that you're getting a really good solid contact inside the button. It's just a really effective way of it doing what it needs to do. But it's really weird at the minute how it's kind of got into certain people's minds of, it's a clone, it's got to be a clone. Nothing else on the mod is similar to them, but you know, it's just a strange one.
Yeah, it's as long as it hasn't got the same company logo, they're not trying to pass it off as that mod, then it's not a clone.
Yeah, and it's not, if it's exactly the same, but it's called the Dean side instead of the broadside, then that'd just be a bit rude. But but no, I mean, all in all, it's a different mod and it's nice to use. And it's smaller. I think it's shorter than the broadside as well. But it's been pretty nice. So I'm interested, you guys in chat, and also if you're watching this on replay, to let me know your thoughts on that one.
There's a question. I've never ever noticed this. Socrates, the cab driver.
Yes.
At what point does what point at the patina does the brass smell blend to a point that it becomes to one's like that? Doesn't mean. At what point does it stink? I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of them, a lot of copper mods will sort of stink. I mean, this one doesn't really. I've over dripped in there. This one doesn't really smell at all. It's one of those things that I'm using it most days. So that little kind of area down the bottom where you're holding it sort of doesn't patina like the rest of it does. Now, I did hold there was a vape fest a couple of years ago that was ridiculously hot, and the VCM had just come out, and stuff was happening. I was picking up these copper mods, and one of them just turned me green instantly. Yeah. It was just obscene. But I don't think there's a point in the patina process where stuff starts stinking, do you?
I know. Sorry, he's saying, not saying it stinks. Well, I haven't got a fucking clue what you were trying to say, though, mate. Cape Cod cleaning cloths seem to kill the smell. I've not used Cape Cod cloths for a long time. What is it you use again to clean your mix?
Either Town Talk or Talk Town. One of the two. Hang you on. Town Talk. Badoomsh. Man, the reason I use this as opposed to a lot of the other stuff is because it requires a little bit more elbow grease to get a really nice finish on stuff, but it seems way less abrasive than most of the other ones that I've used, and it's cheap as buggery on Amazon as well.
Apparently, they do wipes as well.
Cape Cod do, yeah.
No, Town Talk.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, according to Mr. Mackenzie.
Lovely. I like splurging it out. Swarzy, is it a hybrid? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, mate.
Is it recessed? Yeah.
Yeah, certainly is. When you can sort of unscrew it. I've taken probably a couple of threads out. That's it sitting on the top. So you might be able to see, if I carry on unscrewing, you get to see the hybrid sort of cap going on there. But then I can do it in. Doesn't go a massive way in, you know, it's only a couple of threads in really, but it just means that it sits in there quite nicely. So there we go. Banana spatty mod key thing can rip your battery wraps. What key thing? What are you talking about? What can rip your battery? I've not. Why? How would you rip a battery wrap getting a battery out of here? I don't understand. Right, it's a copy of the broadside. Are we all getting clone sensitive? How is it a copy of a broadside? I know that it's. Hang on. Have I missed a bit there?
Don't go down the rabbit hole.
Oh, I don't think he's saying that it's a copy. I think that's the statement, and then he's saying, "Are we getting a bit sensitive and terrified to develop ideas further?" I think I'm getting what he's saying about that one. I think, which is a fair, valid point. Carl Cobson, when choosing the name of the Basium, did you ever consider calling it the Swank? No, I did not. Carl, you funny bugger.
Why is it called the Basium again, young man?
Because Basium in Latin means kiss. Kiss is an acronym for keep it simple, stupid. And the idea about it is basic, simple, straightforward. Pick it up and vape. Boom. Have it. So there you go. Sinistral is saying, now that Todd is getting better at close-ups, am I going to teach you how to edit?
He can just let him, give him enough rope to hang himself. It'll not be that when he gets to Vape Fest and he's smashed out his skull like he was in Glasgow.
Oh dear. There's a key that comes with the mod to get the hybrid cap off if it gets stuck. Well, I've not had to use it, so there we go. Not a problem I've encountered there. Dan Smith. Right, what else we got? Have you got any other things in there before I go about the next one? Faircut Mull, I can't pronounce your name. Scrape Mechanic 25mm. Is it 25mm? I haven't actually measured it.
Yes, it is.
There we go. Mark's in there. Not sure I should measure it just to make sure that your eyes didn't play up.
I'll write them all down for you. Yeah. Use the same jokes next week.
Oh dear. Right, say something in, Tony. I'm going to have a vote.
Somebody wants to know about my insurance for the shed.
Fair enough.
That's
good to know.
James is saying, are you going to review the Basium or give it a miss?
I'm not going to review it, but obviously I'm going to show it off and show people what it's all about. Huh?
Me. Am I going?
Oh, are you going to review it?
Don't know. It depends.
See how much money I can get scraped together for you.
No, it depends how much shite I get off you for the rest of the day. That's what I'm saying. I'm writing all this down. I'm going to read this all back just before I record a review for your mod.
Well, you see, once again, I would believe you, but like middle of last year when I sent you a video of my first 3D printed version of that with my marvelous intro music and stuff, I just did a silly video for Mark just so I was super proud of the shape of it. And he said, I'm going to keep that. If it ever comes to production and I end up reviewing it, I'm going to start my video like that. And he's lost it. He's fucked off. Something that was that sensitive and that, you know, allegedly close to his heart.
Right, M16 Skills is saying the B2K RDA or the Entheon. Actually, Dean would be the best person to answer that because I never had the Entheon.
You just didn't really need to go to the because just Dean would be the best person. And I think I think B2K for value for money and easy to get hold of. The Entheon is good, but it's really good with the Hadion cap. It basically turns it into a Hadley, to be honest with you. So there you go. That's that.
Faircat is asking what you think of the Typhoon GT4. I think it's very good. It's very good.
Very good. Very good. Enrique asks where he can find Masterlung coils like Clapton's or similar types for a K-Fun V5. Go and check out Pilgrim Vapes on Instagram. Young David Mottram is in and he makes some splendid little Masterlung coils. So
no, he doesn't. Huh? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's still not. He said he would send me biscuits if I said nice things about his coils, and I did, and he's still not sent me biscuits.
He brought biscuits to Expo at the end of last year for me, but he hasn't given me any biscuits since. No Jaffa cakes.
No, that's just favoritism.
He did. I think he sent me some juice though, so we're okay. But no, go and check him out. He makes some lovely ones, and there are other options out there as well. So you can go and check a bunch of them out. But Davies ones are very, very sweet and very, very good. Is it actually a wooden wall behind you, or is it green screen? It's not green screen. I tried green screen for a little while, a long time ago, and I hated it. So no, it's not green screen, but it's not a wooden wall either. Oh. What else we got? Are you going to come out with a Basium RDA as well? No plans to do that at the moment. AJ McLean, I've always said that unless I can do something significantly different from other RDAs on the market, I wouldn't come out with one, and that remains to be the case. Right, so something else I wanted to ask you, because I know you watched it, and I don't know if everybody in chat has seen it, because I think it's absolutely a superb video, is Twisted Messes. Now, Twisted Messes has got a channel that's been going for a long time. Back in the day, he used to do builds and all this sort of good stuff, and it's fantastic. And then he went to be a businessman and be very successful, so didn't have time for the channel. But it's also worth going, if you want to take the piss out of him, I think right at the start of his channel is an appearance that he did when he lived in China, and it's on a like a Chinese game show or something like that, and he dances and it's brilliant. You have to go and watch it. It's superb. But anyway, he's recently, the other day, was it yesterday, day before, did a video about the airflow inside an RDA, inside his Twisted Messes, and how it worked. Now, obviously, we've seen Morton do a bunch of things with his particular chamber, but this was actually the size of an RDA. Everything RDA-like about it. And I thought it was a really, really interesting video. What did you think about that, Mr. T?
Without belittling what anybody else may have done, I'll not take that into account, but just based on that video alone, I thought it was very good. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. I love the fact that he just went off and he 3D printed this.
Yes,
and he just set it up and got it going, and it was nice to see the three different points, just moving the coils up and out and all. Yeah, it was interesting. Right. I don't think it, and once again, no disrespect at all intended here, it didn't teach us anything that we don't necessarily know already, but it was nice to actually see it up close.
Absolutely. And in a real world environment with that an RDA size, and with that kind of how you're sucking on an RDA and all that sort of stuff, and seeing that airflow. But no, I really enjoyed that. So if you haven't seen it, go across, find Twisted Messes on YouTube. I'll try and remember to put the link in the description once we're finished, but go and check that out, because I think it's a really, really interesting video. And he's a clever bugger. He's a clever old sausage.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So yeah, go and check that one out.
G. Jarry says, what's with Todd's camera? I am naturally this good looking, my friend, but thank you for the concern.
He's shrinking.
Somebody's asking about the Hussar RDA V1.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Why is it very good? Tell me more.
Because you get a good vape from it.
You're a cock.
Well, what more do you want? I have one. I have one here. Well, I mean, if you're unlucky enough to watch any of my videos, you'll hear me banging on about this. You get all these little single coil RDAs these days, and they're all very, very big. There's not much separating the vape quality between them all.
Gotcha.
As simple as that. And it's one I've kept. I don't keep a lot of RDAs, but it's one that I've chosen to keep. That's how much I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Good times. Is that one of the ones you can get hold of, or is that a Facebook group and a pain in the ass?
No, you can actually buy it. You can actually buy. That sounds terrible. Yeah, you can actually buy it. But yeah, I know what you mean. You can.
Someone's nicked your pigeons, according to M16. The best RDAs are the ones you can't buy, no doubt about it, says David Mottram. But then again, he is high-end AF, so you know, there's a thing. I gave him a tank to do a written review on, and that was the last we heard of that. That's probably because it was under 50 quid. So if you do have any more questions, start them off with @VapingBiker or @Todd's Reviews, and then please put them in uppercase so we can hit them and answer them and get them done and dusted, and jobs are good. Will you do a Dragon Ball RTA review? Is that one of them big round things that was like a year or two ago and they were just horrible?
I have not a clue in that one, mate. I really do not know. If
that's the one that I'm thinking of, then good Lord, no. I am going to be reviewing a tank very, very soon. I am going to be doing the Saver from Mr. Richard Vaping V1CK. So I will be doing a tank, but that's the only tank that I'm planning to look at for the foreseeable. Now then, when it comes to anything else, have you had any new gear in that you've kind of gone, oh, this is good? And this could be over the last 2 weeks because I didn't see you last week, or at least, you know.
I've got loads of gear come in, but I'll not bore you to death with it all. I went to, where did I go? Yesterday. I went to a place called Denny in Scotland. There's a little shop, Riyadh. You know Riyadh?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's got a vape shop in Denny in Scotland.
I didn't know you went to go and see him.
Yes, I did. So I went there. It was me and a couple other guys went along. Went for blether, and I ended up buying myself one of these.
The Aspire Breeze.
The Breeze 2, no less.
Yeah.
It's really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm actually quite surprised how much I'm enjoying it. But yeah.
Do you not think that they missed the option though with this top cap, because it just comes off? That should have been a flip. If that had flipped out like a Zippo flips, then you wouldn't lose it. Because as it is, my concern with this is you're going to take it off and you're going to put it down somewhere in the car so you can vape while you're driving, and then you're just going to lose this and you're going to get fluff and crap and all sorts of shit down this monstrous strip tip hole.
I left mine in the box. I've not used it. It's just, yeah. It's what coil are you using?
That is a good question. Don't know if you can tell when it's in.
There's a 0.6, 0.8. I think it's a 0.6 and a 1 ohm coil.
Yeah, something like that. I think I put the higher resistance one in anyway.
I've got the lower one, and you definitely need higher nick with this, though. You so need higher nick with it. But I keep pushing these bloody buttons on the side. Yes,
that's something that I do a lot. Yeah, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. Mark Dessinger, Pulse 22 or recurve for my incoming Pulse 80 watt. Tough one. I really like the recurve. I mean, I've put the recurve on top of the cut at the moment, and I've been rocking the recurve since I did the review on it, and I've had a jolly good time with it, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's one I've kept as well, which is unusual. But I really
have you kept the rainbow one?
No, the stainless steel.
Okay.
It's just that initial vape after you squonk, that clearing of the air holes.
Mm-hmm.
That bugs me. But other than that, it's a very good RDA.
Yeah.
For the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it like 25 quid or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I never paid for it.
Brendan, can you show the deck on the new D Pro? I did do that earlier on, Brendan, so you can check that one out there. Simon Ford, what made you decide to stop reviewing tanks, RTAs, etc.? Basically, there were too many of them.
You couldn't build them.
Shut up. No, it's too many. I don't really like using tanks. There are too many of them that are all the same pretty much. And with the stuff that comes in, I've said before that I'm never going to be someone that sort of constantly pumps out 5 or 6 reviews a week, because I just can't. I can't feel that I can test them personally enough to be able to do that. So there had to be a line drawn in the sand somewhere. And seeing as I don't like using tanks, then tanks was it. So, and there's plenty of, just every reviewer pretty much will review tanks. So there's more than enough to go around, and they don't need me dicking around doing a bad job of it and whinging about stuff. So there we go. What? Todd's reviews, summer's coming. Phone bugger, Todd's reviews, summer's coming. Don't get covered in bees.
I'll have to excuse for Mr. Blizzard. He's a strange chap. He's a moderator in my group, and he kind of follows me about. He's retired. He's a nice guy though. I'm sorry, Mike.
Campbell asks, do we know the best place to get Nick salts in the UK? I haven't. The only Nick salts I've ever used are from Dr. Salt in a juice, and that's the only Nick salt stuff that I've ever used, so I know nothing else about it. So could be worth giving the Dark Star people a go. Have they got Nick salts yet?
I honestly don't know, mate. I would have said the same as you, Dr. Salt. That's the only one I really know.
Yeah. There we go. So there we go. What's the bottle on that squonker? Okay, we're going to need a little bit more info on that one, James. Which squonker, my friend? There'll also be 22mm caps non-curved. Good stuff. Well done. What do you think? Best RDA for flavor? I have a Radius V2. If you like it, it's the best one for you. There isn't a best, so it's good if you like it. The recurve, sorry, not the recurve, the Radius V2 is a very good RDA, so that should be fine. Any recommendations for RTAs? Well made and good flavor. Lee, we don't know how you vape. We don't know if you like clouds. We don't know if you like dual coil, single coil. We don't know if you like short ones, tall ones, round ones, fat ones, whatever. So there are so many variables, my friend. It's very, very difficult to offer a suggestion unless there's something that you've had that you just want to suggest, Mr. T.
No, you're absolutely right. I totally agree.
Fair enough. Alex McKenzie, any new DIY recipes? No, BSC was my last one for the time being. I've not had time to sit and create anymore, but that's on eliquidrecipes.com. What else have we got? Todd's reviews. Thank you. We'll check it out. I think Evolution Vaping carrying Nick Salt and a salt line called Hope. It's from the guy behind Death Wish Mods. There we go then. Nice one. Any decent dual battery squonkers coming out soon? Yes, there is. What else have we got going on here? Dean Todd, do you clean stainless steel mech threads any differently to copper? No.
Just the same.
Yeah, keep everything the same. It's easy. It's easier on stainless steel because you can be a little bit more abrasive, I guess. But yeah. But no. When can we purchase the Basium? Well, I've got the final, hopefully the final prototype coming to me on Wednesday, and then once we've got that sorted out, it will be very, very soon. It'll be very, very soon. But I've just got to make sure that I'm happy with it. How did you like meeting the Bogan? I speak to Sam a little bit already, AJ, and I think he's a fucking diamond. I think he's a really nice bloke. So yeah, it was great seeing him in person. I wish I'd have got to spend more time with him and the other guys, to be honest with you. And it'd have been nice if Mr. Todd had been there as well, but you know. What else have we got going on there? For someone who is thinking of getting into mouth to lung, is better to get an RTA or a stock coil tank pod system. There you go. Daniel Cart's asking about getting into mouth to lung. What would you suggest is a product to get him into a mouth to lung type of vape?
Depends if he rebuilds already or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say that he does, but he does. I'm going to also suggest that he doesn't want to spend a bunch of money on it because he doesn't know if he likes it. That's what I'm thinking.
Seriously, I would go and I'd go and grab one of the Berserkers, be it RDA, RTA, or Richards, Saver, the Aries from Anakin. They're all good RTAs, and you'll get a mouth to lung kind of vape from them, and they're cheap. They're sub 30 quid.
Yeah, I would say the first one that you suggested, that one that I really like,
Berserker.
Yes, those, or I'd suggest the DigiFlavor U pen.
It's gash, man.
Not gash. Makes the lungs really well. Show your face. James waiting, the 21700 one. Didn't catch the name. Right. So we've got this one, which is the 2700 one from Desire, called The Cut. So there's that one, that's the 21700, and there's also the Spade from Vicious Ant, which is also 21700 as well.
Paul Hewitt asked about the Mission XV Karma. It's a very good single coil RDA. Getting good flavor from it, and I am enjoying it. And I'll have a review on Friday.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. M16 did say on the Bogan show he was new tube mech at Vape Expo last weekend. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Am I? I don't know. You might have done. When you're getting around to your thing, do you think the UK has too many, not enough vapor pens? Jam Expo. I think with 2 expos, Jam and Fest, I think we're fairly covered, aren't we?
And the Collective.
Okay, there's that one. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, so I keep forgetting about it as well. That's why I made a point of mentioning it. Yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few. I think there's plenty. There's enough to cater to everybody's tastes, I think.
Yes. And they're nice and spread out as well. So they're not, if they were all in London or like all in Birmingham or something, it would suck. But because they're all over the place, I think it's quite cool.
Yeah.
Someone's asked, Dan Young, does Todd still vape Grant's vanilla custard?
No. As soon as a juice becomes, if you have an all-day vape, as soon as it becomes a ball ache to get a hold of, or you have to wait, or you have to queue, or join a list, not interested. Not interested. Which is ironic, really, considering that 40% of your review queue. I need another Guinness.
You should come to Sweden in July. That'd be lovely, Johan. That'd be nice. If you bring me and Todd over, that'd be splendid. Thanks very much. What else have we got going on here? Daniel Carsill says he does rebuild. So yeah, absolutely. Berserker all the way. Cheap as chips, proper mouth to lung, in my opinion. Todd's reviews, dual coils, 0.15, 0.2 at 50 watts, flavor more important than Cloud's direct lung. I don't know what you're asking there, Lee Coleman. That was probably for the tank, I imagine.
Yeah, just.
I'm not the one to ask because I don't do tanks. Who's gonna be good? Richard? Is he gonna? He must have done a bunch of tanks recently.
He has, yeah. I don't. I mean, I have. Should I say this? Will I say that? People can't hate me any more than they do. I have several Chinese dual coil RTAs that have been sent on, and they're all much of a sameness. And I put a build in them, vape with them, and go, well, that's the exact same as the last one. And yeah, sorry, I'm not the best person. Richard definitely is. You're better speaking to Richard.
Yes. So there you go. Vaping V1CK. Go and see young Richard. He's a very sweet guy as well. What else have we got going on here? Question: you have any one shots you like, and do you have any one shots that you released for sale? I haven't released any of my flavors. I put them on eliquidrecipes.com just so you can go and mix it yourself if you want to. But no, that's it. James Whiting, the cut. Yes, the cut. That's what it's called, my friend. David Mottram and Lois, wind your necks in.
I'm going easy on you here. I'm not engaging with it. I could, but I'm not going to.
Grant McKenzie recently picked up the Purge Beta V V2. I'm wondering if the silver contact upgrade is worth the money performance wise, or is it mainly maintenance? It's easy to maintain. It's, you know, I think it's I like silver contacts in things because I get a little bit funny about this stuff. I think there will be a negligible improvement, but whether you're going to notice that if it's your day-to-day sort of vape, then I don't think it's really going to be something you're going to worry about, to be honest with you, because then you'd also be having to measure the length of the legs on each coil and doing all sorts of stuff like that, which I'm imagining you don't do. So, you know, I don't think it's, I like them, but if you're thinking, do I spend the money on it? Just that question alone makes me think that you probably shouldn't bother.
Yeah.
So there we go. What else have we got? Which single coil RDA will match Black Brass Dreamer? Looking at getting one. There's loads of black RDAs. I guess. Oh, the recurve looks good on the Dreamer because it. Oh no, but then you got a drip on it, and I'm not a massive fan of dripping on the recurve.
Yeah, I know it's a terrible dripper.
I don't know. I can't remember what I used to put in my on my Dreamers. No, go and check a Dreamer review out and see if I've put something sexy on it. Why does no one make a vaporizer that you can plug into your wall and vape straight away from home users?
I've got one. Sorry, I'll shut up. Keep going.
No, but we used to have, there was that thing years ago that was made that you could plug into the cigarette lighter of your car, and there was
the DRV.
Yeah,
the DRV by Anakin, variable voltage.
That's the one. And there was a little spate of like PWM mods that you could plug into the wall, but they were mainly made. I think Masty from Plumes, I think he made one at one point.
Yeah, I've got one here.
One of Masty's ones.
I've just got a little one though. It's just that size.
Here we go. Hang on.
Where's my box? Where's my boxes? I really shouldn't have had that second Guinness. Oh, shut up. Yeah, well, they're still going on about you and that Nicor, mate.
Yes, I've still not reviewed it. So
no, that's just...
Benjamin, Evelyn Dean tried any pucker juices? If you're asking pucker as in the make, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I might have done, but no. If you're talking pucker as in good, then yes, but not as the company. Michelle is in. Michelle Lynn, Dull Dime Mods. Thank you very much. How you doing, Michelle? Hope you're well, my friend. Oh my God, Todd too. Yes, we're both here. Oh.
Splashed out in the budget this week.
I tell you.
We got some American last week. This week, somebody in a shed.
What else have we got going on here? Is there any other questions? I'm scanning through. Kimmy Vapes is in as well. Hey Kimmy, how you doing? Stop talking about the mixer. What are you doing it, Rick? I lolled at you when you said it earlier on. I don't know. I keep forgetting. Just stop telling me how shit I am, everyone. I have Todd for that. He tells me daily. What else have we got? Have you finished Lost in Space yet? No, I have not. I have not finished Lost in Space. I know. No. But I tell you what I am doing tomorrow. See, it's that exciting. It's making me clap. I'm going to watch Deadpool 2.
You're finally going.
Yes.
Good man.
Yes. So I'm very excited about that. That's going to be very good. Me and the good lady are going up into the gallery area, and so we're going to pig out on nachos and free drinks. It's marvelous.
Oh.
Drowsy, do you like old Bonneville Triumphs? Yes, they're very nice. I've never had one. I've never ridden one, but they look very pretty. What else have we got going on in here? Thoughts on the Triumph Bobber? If they've got a new one out, I don't like bikes that are made to be bobbers. There you go. Yeah. I like it. A bobber should be bobbed by the owner, not by the company. So there we go. What's the price of your new mod? It should be between 60 and 65 pounds. So should be pretty damn affordable. Can you get Sam on as a guest? Who's Sam? Oh, Sam Bogan. Yeah, sure. It does mean that he has to be up at stupid o'clock in the morning, like 3 a.m. or something stupid to be at this time, I think. But yeah, it'd be awesome to get him on. Right. Now then, I don't think... Is there anything else? Have you got a spare OG recoil RDA? No, I have not got a spare one. Just to show it off to one of the best YouTubers. Thank you very much, Johan L, for the 20 sec. Now, I think, is Johan Swiss? Is that Swiss money, sec?
I don't know. Is that not mine, though?
What?
Well, it says to one of the best YouTubers. It doesn't say to the #1 vapor. I'm just one of the best.
Swedish crones. There we go. Thank you very much, Johan. You rock, sir. I'm going to copy Mr. Green and give you a little bit of a fist bump there. So thank you very much indeed. Much appreciated. What else have we got going on here? Gotta go. Dinner ready. Thanks for the show. TTY later. Okay, righto. Thank you very much indeed. Right, good. Johan's just said, Todd, you can't.
He's right, I am. I'm proud of it too.
Sunshine Bob, is this show live? No.
No.
No. Either of you got your hands on the Vaporesso Armor Pro 100 watt yet? Looks interesting. No, I haven't, because I've not liked anything from Vaporesso. I've not had a Vaporesso mod that I've enjoyed, I don't think. So, no. There you go. Drowsy, do you still ride bikes? Not until I can get my 2 wheels converted to 3 wheels, my friend. Right, good. I think we're done. Dean, are you going to Expo in October? Yes, I am. I will be there having it large, so to speak. Any tips for American vape shops, baseball cap or not? I'll
tell you in November.
You had to get it in, didn't you?
Never an opportunity missed.
I need to get to America to a vape event before November. Someone help. This is my plead to you, the viewing public, because I need to do it before Todd.
Oh, hang on. When is the return?
October.
When in October, do you know?
One of the weekends.
You just okay.
You'll be here.
The one in Paris is on the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. So, and I'm going to be over at that.
Right. Hang on. Let me.
I just had to get that in. Did you hear me?
No, I'm not listening to you at all.
Did I tell you I'm going to Poland next month as well?
Stop going places I want to go.
That's okay.
It is 26th, 27th, and 28th of October.
Okay. Cool.
Boom. There you go.
I will probably make it then.
Splendid. Right, there we go. So that's answered that. That's all of the questions I think that we've had going on. Get a screen. Get a green screen. Could go anywhere then. It's not I'm not going anywhere because I want this to follow me, David. Are we saying that I could just have like New York in the background or something, I guess? No, it's not the same.
What are you reviewing next, young man?
Me? Whatever comes out a month from now, I guess. I need to finish the FeedLink review, and I'm going to do this. My goal, and you can give me a bollocking if I don't do this week. I want to do the FeedLink and I want to do the Saver. feel free to shout at me if I don't do both of those. But then next week will be the Rage and something else.
That feed link, that's a big old unit.
There is a fair, well, yeah. I mean, it is big. And seeing as I didn't answer the person who asked last time because I said, oh, you'll have to watch the review in a couple of days, and I didn't put the review up. Yes, you can swap the panels over, and yes, the black panels on the black mod look the tits.
What's the threading like on the battery cap in your one?
It's not bad. It's a little bit crunchy, but I think it gets better over time.
Right.
So you know me, use the fuck out of things before I review them. I don't just pick them up and review them just to get a load of reviews out super quick.
Yeah, but 3 months is stretching it a bit, mate.
All right, you got a point. But no, what else have we got? Not bad. I've seen a review on the Pulse 80 yet. There's been a few reviews going out. I think Mr. Bogan put his review out yesterday, I think, for that. So go and check that bad boy out. Right. I think we are done then, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's nothing else that we can do unless you want to say anything before the end, Mr. T.
No, I'm fine. I have no issues because they're all taking the piss out of you and they're leaving me alone. I can stay here all night. I'm fine.
I'm tired and I'm very warm, and I'm very, very aware of the fact that this shirt could sort of show some boob sweat. No, I can still move my pecs. Look at that. Look. It's good, isn't it? Yes, I could show some sort of under pec boob sweat if I'm not careful. But I'm quite pleased I can still pulse my pecs. Basically, I'm Terry Crews. Dean, you like fruity juice? Have you tried Oliver's Twist by Digby's? No, I haven't. There we go. Good. Right. I think we're done. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking with us as per usual. It's been lovely to have Mr. Todd back on the show again. So thank you very much, Mr. T, for coming.
Thank you very much for pointing out that second hole.
I'll keep you straight. Don't worry about it, mate. I wouldn't have let you do that. I would have let you record the review, but then told you just before you hit live.
Why do I do it on air though? It's just this. I mean, you make these when we're in our little private hangouts. Not an issue. Then I can take a ribbon, but
it's the ferocity that you started with the nope. It's one hole. That's it.
Right, we're going. Let's go before it goes all.
So thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking with us if you've made it this far, and don't forget, if you do want to support the channel to help me keep doing what I'm doing and help me out, then you certainly can do. There's the PayPal option in the description, or there is the Patreon, and on Patreon I do things like unboxings, particularly for the $10 tier, unboxings every time I get something new in, and there's all sorts of hullabaloo that goes on with that sort of stuff. So yes, if you want to do that, crack on. Lovely old job. Thank you very much indeed. It's much appreciated. But all in all, you're all a bunch of superstars. So we will see you very, very soon. But are you going to do it? Should we not fuck about this week? Look, I'm tired.
You forgot the merch on vapingbiker.co.uk.
You can go to vapingbiker.co.uk and get the merch. Hopefully the big boy t-shirts will be getting done soon. But I think we've got a problem with integrating the new printers into my website. I think that's what a slight challenge is. So we'll figure something out. But yeah, big boy t-shirts coming soon. But the ones that my current now you see, you've got me in a different tangent. My current printers seem to have changed their t-shirts, and they're a little bit larger. So the double XLs are actually quite spacious now, which is good. Anyway, right. Okay, Mr. Todd, camera's on you.
I'm ready.
Let's get it on then.
I've not got
right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. He's been Todd, and I've been Dean. We'll see you next Monday night. What? I was actually doing it then? Did I not say? Look,
no,
I said
I'm ready this time. I'm ready.
No. I said I'm not fucking about it this time, and you didn't believe me. That's just rude. That's just rude. Are you ready? Okay, camera's on you. So thank you so much for watching. He's been Mark Todd. I've been Dean the Vaping Biker, and we will see you very, very soon. Make sure you go You missed the one time that I was actually being serious. Right, no fucking about this time. This time's happening.
I'll go with the breeze. No, right, I'm ready. Go. Right.
All right then. Have it larger.